This is going to be the fourth one of the day as Luminosity faces off against Mindfreak. Revan here, joined by Chance. Chance, I mean, this is going to be a big one for Luminosity, right? They're on the bubble, they're on the playoff hunt. What are we expecting coming into this series?
Hopefully the fire from them. I think it was pointed out on the desk. John had a pretty slow series yesterday, and obviously this is a player, when he's on point, can take over games seemingly by himself. So he needs to pick it up. Obviously, eyes are always going to be on formal for this team. But then on the flip side, if I'm Mindfreak, I watched Tainted Minds play earlier, and in my head, I'm like, well, crap, we've been the top APAC team forever, for 4, 5, 6 years, however long it's been. Finally, it looks like there's a lot of competition for that spot. So if I'm Mindfreak, I'm like, we got to start racking up some wins too, because like we need to retain our top spot in Australia because pressure's on for both of them.
And that's also raising the anticipation for the upcoming Australian matchup. Tainted Minds, if they face off against Mindfreak, that's going to be a fun watch. But I mean, you brought up Formal a little bit. I know that spotlight's been on him a lot on this Luminosity lamp, and I feel like now he's starting to get a little bit of his swagger back. You know, the last couple of games I've watched him play, he's been that like typical Formal player. Walks in, just takes over, always has good stats. It seems like he's finally getting comfortable in this new Luminosity system.
And I think it's completely fair to say, like for Formal's case of his entire year, that even when he was playing back on Optic, like statistically speaking at least, like he was fine. Maybe not quite like that Formal standard, but keep in mind the standard he set for himself is literally just best in the game. Like either #1 or #2 AR in the game for years now. So yes, this game he has not lived up to that expectation, but he's still been good. The entire time, the question is, can he maybe kick it up to that next notch, or does he even need to? Like, with as much of a team game as it is, like Unilab, for example, is a perfect example, or even Tainted Minds maybe can kind of bump it up a little bit, is like, they don't have that one guy that really takes over. I mean, they definitely all have their moments, but all of them have their moments. It's everyone on the team has their moments, so I don't necessarily think you need that, like, standout #1 hardcore, hard carry kind of guy. If you're there as a team, which LG, when I think of this team composition, I think of the team play.
Yep, fair enough. I know we've been talking a lot about Luminosity, and as we start to enter this map 1, we could transition the conversation, talk a little bit about Mindfreak. For them, it's been Shocks a lot lately, man. The guy's just been playing absolutely out of his shoes. I mean, every time you watch Mindfreak play, Shocks always finds his way on top of the leaderboard. I will say Dens has also really stepped it up when it comes down to the search and destroy gameplay, and it seems like every time these teams match up, they go Game 5.
Well, if we see another Game 5, we will end the series on London docks. But for now, we're with the snow, we're with the trees, we're on Forest. Well, you gotta imagine it might just turn into that AR battle, but early on, well, it's just the subs that are gonna be picking up the kills. Cave control for the moment in LG's hands. Buzzer's gonna solo challenge. If he gets the kills, great. If not, well, we'll see in another 10, 15 seconds by the time you get to Cave again.
Everybody falls early on for the side of Mindfreak, so Luminosity can comfortably set up inside the Hardpoint. Yeah, slacked here, just soaking up time while his teammates look over him, and you got to feel pretty safe inside the Hardpoint when you have somebody like Formal watching over you. He finds 2 kills, relieving the pressure off of the Hardpoint, but now, speaking of pressure, some players starting to get a little bit closer, but Formal's still locking down the angle. He's got 3 kills in a row, and now he's starting to think about this upcoming Hardpoint over towards Ruins.
And that is just Mindfreak on the struggle bus. They barely were able to get to the hill, and by the time they do, they were essentially just challenging 1v2 in gunfights, taking bad gunfights, and you see Buzzo without a kill, Dens without a kill, and yeah, Shocks and Fida have 2 apiece, but all for naught, right? Down 47-3. The only good thing about Mindfreak so far is, well, they do have their rotation next, but you can see JCap, he's going on the full bell flank. No one right now for Mindfreak is even aware of this, and of course JCap, well, he's going to be blocking the spawns of Mindfreak, forcing him out towards bridge. This is exactly what LG wants.
Not even at bridge, look at how far they're actually spawning out. Side bunker over towards side cabin, but despite the spawns being staggered and far away from the current hardpoint, Mindfreak were still soaking up time inside the hill. Now it's Slack to break on in. He finds 2 as Luminosity push up forward, trying to maintain control of this current hardpoint. You see on the minimap, Slack's teammates positioned behind him, action going down over near you. And Slack right now, he's just soaking up damage, soaking up time. His teammates are finding the kills around him.
Doesn't have to do anything. Literally just has to make sure he doesn't die, and he's going to be perfectly safe. And, well, now LG already thinking next level, trying to get over towards this bunker hill. And, well, JCap's leading that charge. He's going through the mid-cut. He's looking for players trying to hunt him down, but little does he know, there's one player inside a bunker. And, well, the rest of Mindfreak spawned over by cabin, so they're coming up on the same side. But you highlighted Shocks. He picks up the big 2 kills. He gets the close spawns for Mindfreak, and Den says, well, I'll get a T-piece of my own, and we'll lock this down, mate.
Yeah, those are some crucial kills for Dens. Yeah, give it another shot in a couple of minutes. So, you know, work on it, go back home. We'll see if he can work on that Australian accent. Anyways, those are big kills for Dens to get. Just securing spawns, giving that peace of mind to the Mindfreak players. Is now Buzzo getting involved there. He finds 2 kills of his own as Mindfreak, they're going to start to extend on out through this hard point. You see Luminosity spawning up over towards the cabin side of the map, and it's important for them just to maintain control of cabin as you look ahead towards the east road hard point. I know we still have 25 seconds before we get there, but that's the part of the map that you want to lock down before you think about getting inside that east road hard point.
Well, the smokes come in. That way you can, well, block that line of sight from the bunker, but it doesn't matter. All for naught, right? This is a huge hill for Mindfreak to get right back into this game. I mean, they started out down 47-3. After the next hill, they were down by 50, 55 points. Well, now they're right back in it. It's only a 1-point game. Yes, LG does have the lead still, but again, East Road, you don't expect them to rack up the time too much. This is the opportunity for anyone to start to play for streaks. Granted, no one is near at the moment, but in another 47 seconds, we'll see if anyone kind of picks up the slack.
Fida has lived inside the hard point for this Mindfreak lineup. He has a minute 20, which is 80 total seconds, which is all the points that Mindfreak have. That's absolutely just silly to see, but still, Luminosity, they maintain this 20-point lead. We're at East Road, but kills starting to come in favor of Mindfreak. And as Shocks start to push on forward through Ruins, start to worry about him potentially flipping the spawns, but no kills made by him means no spawn flip. Inside the hard point, though, it's John here for Luminosity. Finds one, make it 2. As around the corner over towards you as well, he'll find the final player, but can't pick up that kill. Pressure still applied here by Shocks, but Slack is here to clean up the kill. Still fighting with all of Mindfreak's time inside the hard point.
First set of rotations nearly in. LG is going to have the lead by 30-35 points at the end of the day. So pretty solid stuff, but again, just got to highlight that bunker hill. Really did just kind of bring Mindfreak back into the swing of things. But looking for Fida to pick things up. Yes, the man has lived inside the hill, but you got to pick up some kills, and there's the start. Takes down John. Mindfreak in control of the cave, and well, they have everything covered. Cap knows he can't cross the hill until he kills Fida, but even with the PPSH, he's going to be able to win that gunfight. And LG, they're kind of stuck. They're in this cabin area. They're trying to go for the cross, and well, there you go. The smoke's down. You got the free cross to the hill, but even when you get there, you still got to win the gunfight.
And it's going to be Slack to try to win these engagements. Gets one, and Formal's there for the trade onto Fida. It's going to be Dens face-off against Formal here now. The next fight inside the hard point is Mindfreak. They brought this game back close to their favor, only down by 8 seconds and closing, as there's now 15 seconds remaining in scrap time. Plus, it's going to be Fida leading the rotation here for Mindfreak. But he's got 3 Luminosity players to deal with right around the corner. We're going to see him potentially line up. Can't get one, so it should be Luminosity with early control of the upcoming Ruins hardpoint.
We'll see how they can handle it. Again, you want to get as much hill time as possible. And LG, of course, at some point, want to get the transition to lock down the bell side spawns as well. But that's exactly where Mindfreak's going to be coming from. Fida leading the charge. JCap's going to find him out, but the trade is going to be there. But Formal's up top. It looks like Buzz is waiting to save his nade. That's the coordination trying to come in. It actually forces Formal out. Shocks finds the second kill. Storms on through. He's going to get the third. Make it 4 in a row for him. Basically wipes out the entire team. Leading the charge. Trying to get more as well. JCap, though, stops down the streaks. Either way, though, Mindfreak, they force out LG over that bridge side spawn. They get inside the hill. They extend their lead. Fantastic stuff for the Aussies.
Man, I would love to see Formal get some more interactions in this game. Still looking for his 10th kill. He's got 17 overall interactions so far. Would love to see him just get a bit more involved. I feel like he has the skill to just take over these games, and you got to present him with that opportunity. But still, I mean, his job on this team is just to lock down those lanes on the map, be that stable assault rifle presence as well. But anyways, as Ruins is about to come to a close, it's going to be Mindfreak building that 40-point lead. Moving over towards bunker. You see them with positioning over towards the back, so spawns should be in their favor as this new hardpoint pops up, unless JCap has something to say about it.
Well, JCap has something to say. He's able to pick up 2, and that second one is pretty massive. Now Shocks, well, he's leading the charge for his team, and that's the guy you want, but John is going to take him down, wins the sub battle. Mindfreak, of course, though, they're going to get the split spawn. One's actually going to come out top cabin. By the time that happens, they regain control of bunker. The first time around, Mindfreak gets, what, 50, 55 seconds on this hill? They're poised to do almost the exact same thing. They have the largest lead, well, they've had all game.
Yeah, that spawn out actually works in favor of Mindfreak. They get a clean 4 down, and then pretty much they don't have to move on the map. They had their ideal setup going as Mindfreak continue to grow this lead. Luminosity, you have to act soon if you want to claw your way back into this map. 15 seconds remaining on bunker, and those seconds should go to the way of Luminosity, but you have Mindfreak with control of cabin. As we look ahead towards this upcoming East Road hardpoint, it's going to be Mindfreak with a little bit over or a little bit under that 50-point lead. We'll see how Luminosity decide to break. First order of business, taking control of cabin, and they've done just that.
JCap, though, is going to try to take it right back. He's got the one-on-one on Fight It. And actually, it would have been a solid spot. Fight It, though, is going to rip him off of cabin wall. And a necessary kill for someone on Mindfreak to get. Still, though, John is causing problems on the dome side of things. Able to find 2. Tries to wrap back towards this hill. Looking for more. And he's got 3. And honestly, if I'm John, I'm thinking score streaks. I know he's only got 3 kills. He's 4 kills away. But on East Road, he got nothing else to do. He's going to find 1. Buzzo, though, is going to make sure to take him down. Either way, though, LG, not a bad East Road hill.
Yeah, absolutely not. They bring it to within 30, and there's still time for them to grab here. JCap finds 2. Slacked on the barrel inside the hardpoint. He's soaking up time, and he's also closed off that extra angle that teams get when you take control of the cabin side of the map. The off angle works here. He's able to shut down Bozo. Those 10 seconds might go in favor of Mindfreak, but Luminosity, they've brought the game back, and now they have a fighting chance here as we're moving into a fresh rotation of hardpoints. Cave about to pop up here in a couple of seconds. Formal, continuing to roam, finds 1 mid-map, can't finish the kill here onto Shocks, but slowly inching on forward. Reloads his weapon, should win it here as he's got position. Wait, no, Shocks comes out on top. Now he can pitch on into the fire alley, but still, it's Luminosity inside the hardpoint. Shocks finds 2. John might get pinched on here as the kills coming in favor of Mindfreak. They reestablish control inside the hardpoint as well.
Extending the lead. LG needs to break back on through, but if we're trying to think a little bit ahead of the curve, for 1, if we make it to the bunker hill, LG obviously needs to turn things around there. And then 2, you pointed out before, Formal, least amount of kills in the lobby, least amount of deaths in the lobby, and, well, hill time. John's getting ready to pass him or not too far from it, so, yeah, you're exactly right, Formal. He needs to find a way to get more involved. Still, though, the final 20-25 seconds going the way of LG. That is very good time for them to get. It's all going to come down to this Ruins Hill, either for Mindfreak potentially to win the game or LG maybe to take over.
Yep, the scrap time helping out Luminosity just to close that gap. And speaking about these AR players, typically on a map like Ardennes Forest, like, usually it's your assault rifle player inside the hardpoint soaking up time. Like, why haven't Luminosity been able to get Formal set up over towards top platform, for example, on this Ruins hardpoint? You figured he'd just be an absolute menace from that sort of position. Then you free up Slack to roam a bit more around the map, who's got 2 minutes and 11 seconds inside the hardpoint. You're kind of restricting his play a little bit. But we'll see if Luminosity make the proper adjustments, as right now they are currently down, only by 17 points though, and there's still plenty of time remaining here on Ruins.
Well, complete U control right now is going the way of LG, and, well, it's tough for them to get to the hill, but at least Mindfreak's not going to be inside. John leading the charge, able to find 1, snaps on the second as well, and this is where the spawn kills come in. This is where Formal gets inside. You post them up on a head glitch, you let them rack up some time. This is a solid spot, but get up top, take some gunfights. The nades end up taking him down anyway. So maybe no love lost for Formal side of things. John trying to do what he can, but ultimately, we pointed out on Cave, they've done their job, LG. They've made it to the bunker hill. They've won the rotation, but still, Mindfreak, what? Only 14 points away from winning the game, make it 13. LG has to be perfect.
LG doubling up the back, 1 player coming up off respawn. Most important thing for them, maintain control of the spawns. You have Formal watching the front, and this is where Luminosity have a chance to win the game. Pushing on forward outside the hardpoint, forces the team kill, but Formal does wind up falling after that. John now taking a look at the front side. Slack picks up the kill in the dens, and for the time being, Luminosity, they're weathering the storm. They're holding off the pressure, but now John, he's feeling some pressure in towards the back, as it's going to be Bozo pushing on forward. He finds the kill, but John has to stay alive. Look at where JCap just spawned out at, and take a look at number 7. It's Fighter wrapping around through Cave. He finds the kill in the Formal. Now the action going down inside the hardpoint.
Player jumps over top. Slack's going to win it, and John is on a rampage in the back.
They're going to do it.
Slows him down, but they got a flood. Slack's going for the pre-fire. Finds 1, has the help, and LG close it down. They force it to bunker, and they hold it to perfection. John went off. I think JCap had some great moments. And LG, they'll take it. Even if Formal wasn't involved, they got the win, right?
Absolutely.
We're happy for that game, number 1.
And it all started on that final Cave hardpoint that we saw. LG just doing their job, winning that hardpoint, getting the scrap time, then also denying time on that upcoming Runes hardpoint after that. And then you lock down the spawns for just enough time to get that final tick. An impressive win overall for Luminosity, considering that they found themselves down early on in that game, as they now have a good start to the series.
And really, it was just the bunker hill, right? I think the first 2 times around, Mindfreak had to have outscored them 90, 95 points, maybe to like 10. In that ballpark, maybe off by plus or minus 10, but it was pretty brutal. But outside of that, it was pretty much LG the entire way, and then they locked down bunker towards the end. I kind of want to rewatch that just from Formal's perspective, just to see like what was up. Like I know on the East Road Hill, for example, he just sat on like the cabin wall and he just did his job, but no one kind of challenged him to take any gunfights. So a couple of engagements kind of fall through the cracks, but it was more absurd than it probably needed to be.
Yeah, I know he's doing the same thing on the cave hardpoint, just locking down the wall, but you still figure you got a good amount of engagements from that position because you're just looking right across the field. I really thought he was going to turn things around when we saw him post up finally on that Ruins hardpoint, but he never really climbed up towards top plat. Wound up getting naded out, but when I think of formal, like, I think of him playing in those types of positions. Like, put yourself behind a heady where you can get a lot of engagements, a lot of easy kills, and just soak up that hard point time. A little bit of a weird stat line to see from him, but still, LG, you get the win at the end of the day, so you're happy with that.
A win's a win, and I think Jess had an opportunity to catch up with the player from the winning team. Let's see what Slack had to say.
Thanks, Chance. That's right. Well, Slack said they're feeling pretty good about this series, but I could definitely tell also that they are feeling the pressure. He described this match as a must-win, you know, saying that they really, if they want to keep the playoff dream alive, they really don't have any room for mistakes. They don't really have any room to lose any more matches. So I asked if this match was a must-win, and he said, well, yeah, honestly, the rest of the matches we're going to be playing this stage are kind of must-wins as well. So he's got a big week ahead of him, but let's see if they can close out the rest of the series. Revan, Chance, back over to you.
Talking about the playoff situation from Slack's perspective, their best case scenario is they finish 9-5. And of course, if you get to 9 wins, obviously it depends on situations. Who knows what happened? But 9 should definitely get them in the playoffs if they win out. If they get to 8, they're going to be in a fantastic spot. And you can get away with 7. But obviously, if they lose this one to Mindfreak, their strength of schedule moving forward is absurd. And it would be so difficult to be perfect. So I agree with Slack. This one for LG, for playoffs, must win.
And that's the exact mindset you have to have coming into these matches, especially if you're a bubble team. Every match is of utter importance, no matter who you're facing up against, if it's Rise Nation or if it's Tainted Mind. So you have to come into these matches. Don't underestimate your opponent. Don't overlook your opponent. Come in, get the job done, rely on your prep work, and come into it with the mindset that this is a must-win. And Luminosity, they're off to a good start in this series. You saw them close out that hardpoint in exciting fashion towards the end. Coming up next, it should be a Valkyrie Search and Destroy. And Valkyrie is typically a good map for this Luminosity lineup. I believe they have some of their best stat line records when it comes down to that match specifically.
I know I love to talk about sniper rifles. I know I'm heavily biased towards the snipers, but I agree completely. LG is great at this map, and in my opinion, the main reason is John with the sniper has done filthy things on Valkyrie of all maps. I think it's probably just straight up the most difficult search and destroy map to snipe on, but he has had a great deal of success on it. I know a couple players are definitely in that conversation, but he's the player I'm going to be looking out for. And then on the side of Mindfreak, I don't know if any of them snipe too often on Valkyrie specifically, so I don't know if that'll be the specific counter matchup, but we'll see if they bring anything to the table. So
yeah, I'm just thinking,
avoid the sniper from them.
I mean, a permanent veto for Mindfreak is usually USS Texas Search and Destroy, so it just makes me think that they don't actually have like a consistent sniper when it comes down to search and destroy, which is certainly something that hurts them whenever you're matching up against these teams, because just like a free veto away, like imagine, you know, them going up against something like Complexity. Like Complexity, no, okay, we're not going to be playing Texas because Mindfreak don't have a sniper. They can't contend on that map. But now, here we go. You were talking about John on Luminosity. Simply put, the guy's been a playmaker all year long, especially when it comes down to search and destroy. The aggression that he brings to the table, the way he's able to switch up his pace, is just unmatched.
You think Mindfreak are going next level, though? Like, secretly, they have the best sniper in the game, but they never show their hand on Texas.
Champs?
Until Champs, and then turns out they're like Texas masterminds. They have all these crazy... I mean, maybe not. Probably not. That would be incredible if we saw some next level like strategic thinking with the entire year saying if we always ban this map, we can guarantee ourselves to get it against these. Yeah, who knows? That's not going to happen. Who cares? It's an irrelevant conversation. We got Valk S&D, and actually there you go. Problem solved. Denz is going to pull out the sniper. We might have that battle, and we can see if he can make some magic happen.
Okay, no armored, and he's got hunkered, so any stuns thrown his way are going to have an effect, and here you go. He had the angle. Maybe a moment of opportunity to shut down J-Cap, but John's got the sniper here for Luminosity. Did spot shocks over towards the front side of the storage bunker, while you have Slacked and maybe Formal threatening to push up over towards this B bomb site. No kills made just yet, but information gained by both teams as John finds another window of opportunity with that sniper rifle, not pulling the trigger. We'll follow it up with the grenade, though. Tagged up these players over towards B, and it might be a rotation coming out of LG now.
I'm surprised Slack didn't try to coordinate the nade and kind of follow up right after, but there you see Formal use his. That means my Slack pulled the trigger as well, but the coordination not quite on point, but the first blood for Mindfreak is Shox is going to be able to find John. Fida surges forward. He finds a pick, and he's staying alive for the moment. Slack can't get the trade. Now Dens is trying to buy just his teammates time, I think. And there you see the pinch comes in. Shox gets his second kill of the round. Slack for the 1v4. And while they know exactly where he is, the bomb's getting planted at A. Should be all but over. Not sure who got that final kill, but either way, we know Shox is at 2. I think he's actually 3. Yeah, Shox does find the 3rd kill of the round.
And I like the idea from Slack. I mean, he was just laying down back square, trying to bait the Mindfreak players inside of that B bomb site. Unfortunately, the teammates around Slack, they all died. As Mindfreak found the opening kill in towards that A bomb site, they just all rotate out. They don't overcommit over towards B. Had they done so, maybe Slack could have spoiled the round, brought it back in favor of Luminosity, but strong round 1 here for Mindfreak. That's exactly what you want to see to bounce back from that hardpoint loss. Then sticking with the sniper rifle here. And as you just pointed out, Shox, 3 kills in that first round. Decent progression towards that glide bomb. Let's see if we can keep it going.
It's worth pointing out quite a bit of Mountain coming out, at least 2 of the players on the side of Mindfreak. And obviously Mountain is what you want to have in the late ends of the round once the utility is gone.
Nice
Den's able to find that first blood as well. And I mean, if we're not expecting there to be a sniper, John's able to return with the sniper engagement. Maybe LG isn't as aware either, but they're going to learn, if not very quickly. John, by the way, able to find a second. He's running all over the map, finding picks left and right. See if he can hunt down any more. It might be Fida that just peeks, comes out. He's looking for the kill. John doesn't get it, but someone else does.
He thought for a second John was going to just snap right on that player, though. And he's just been, in that round specifically, he just opens up so many lanes with that sniper rifle play. And it kind of discourages these Mindfreak players from peeking at certain angles, because one misstep, you overstay your welcome a second too long, and all of a sudden it's John hitting that snipe. You're now removed from the round. And it's more first bloods going in favor of Luminosity as they answer back to tie the game up.
And the way John played it on defense the first time, he played in the A site, not entirely by himself. He had teammates that were nearby potentially to get some trades. But if he does something like that, I say just overwhelm him. Just flood him, fly at him. If he gets one pick, sure. If not, you get the trade. You got a 3v3. But you can see John's making the adjustment. One round, he's sniping inside of A. The next, he's got a PPSH wrapping over towards B. Either way, though, first blood for the 3rd time in a row going the way of Mindfreak. That bomb going down at A.
Already planted, and it's that changing of pace that John brings to the table. It's so tough to track and so annoying to deal with if you're an opposing team. Looking around for information. John finds one inside the bomb site around the corner. Can he get the second? No, the mantle working against him. Now it's Slack left in a 1v3. Has been spotted by a player inside closet, and he's got his work cut out for him. Players from all different angles. Can't even finish that one inside the site. So Slack falls, and it's Mindfreak winning their 2nd offensive round win.
Pretty solid round. I mean, again, 3 for 3 in first bloods. This time they make sure to convert because, well, they didn't have to deal with John kind of picking them off left and right this time around. So, yes, LG makes an adjustment, but Mindfreak just kind of did same old, same old. Get that round conversion. Of course, moving forward, we'll see, well, really what these teams decide to do. If Dens wants to keep the M19 out, if John goes back to Old Faithful, it looks like he's intent on keeping that sub. Then on the flip side of things, Dens sticking with it.
All right. He's had somewhat of an impact. Only 1 kill, but it was a first blood. Also has a bomb plant to his name, so he's going to stick with it for the time being. Still early on, and I will say one thing that we hate seeing is players like overcommit to the sniper rifle. If you're not having an impact, just switch off. Go back to your main primary weapon, like a sub, or in Den's case, probably the assault rifle. Probably have a much bigger impact, especially later in the rounds. But anyways, as we find ourselves here in round 4, less than a minute remaining. No kills made by either team just yet, but information gained here as Fida spots John inside closet. They exchange some shots, and Nade now tags up Fida, going to force him back off this position. Spots Slack now over towards the front door, but Luminosity, they've broken into the A bomb site. They're just hoping for like a kill here to solidify, you know, their safety, but they're going to commit to the bomb plant.
Well, Mindfreak let this happen. They said, we're letting you plant the bomb. We're going for the retake. We'll see if they can bring anything out. You see kills getting traded already for the 3v3. The sniper has not connected with anything, and at some point, they got to go. Mindfreak, they're going to have to make their move. The A side is almost open. They know John's in the backside, but he's able to find one. Dens doesn't hit the shot. Now John's able to just get out essentially for free. Shox, by the way, is trying to flank, but now he's got to deal with Slack, and Slack says, well, you have to cross. I don't have to take this gunfight. Time's on my side, and Mindfreak, got to go. 15 seconds. John just picks up the next. Dens doesn't even get the trade. I think John got 3 kills that round. It goes on a rampage, is scurrying all around the map like a mouse, but much more destructive than a single mouse usually can be.
It's situations like that where the sniper actually works against you on the retake, especially inside the A bomb site. Dens just wasn't able to create an opening for his team. And just like I was talking about, maybe he decides to switch off of it coming into these future rounds. Either way, it's a strong offensive round win there for Luminosity. As once again, the game is tied up, 2 rounds apiece. It's going to be John on your screen here. He's on a 3-kill spree. More kills than the rest of his teammates combined. Looks like he actually swapped back to the sniper rifle here on defense. Might meet up with Dens around the corner if they decide to peek and challenge each other. But so far, it's an even defensive spread, and Dens actually swaps off the sniper here. He's got the sub right in front of John. John could get caught off guard here. If Dens decides to commit around the corner, he does so. There's falls John as 2 kills come in favor of Mindfreak. They now have the man advantage in this round. Formal feeling pressure over towards B. Finds one, looking for the second. Tags up shots through the wall, but now Fighter around the corner, also able to put on pressure.
Well, great job from Formal just to be able to stay alive. You see JCap is able to come and support the problem, though, for LG. Obviously, the man disadvantage and the bomb is getting wrapped out towards A. And JCap, it seems like he's aware of it. Formal sticking over by B. JCap going for the rotation, but still, it's always tough to retake, especially in a 2 versus 3. Shox, of course, knows exactly where Formal's going to be coming from. He's making the read pretty much perfectly. The question is, can you win the gunfight? Formal nearly killing him through the wall. JCap's got a 1v1 of his own against Fighter. Fighter, though, PBSH, you're just going to win that one. Formal for the 1v3, 27 seconds to do it. He's able to find Shox, has 2 more. You just don't have to challenge. You just have to shoulder peek, and you'll be good to go. And you see a player going for the wrap. He's going to take the gunfight on Fighter, though. Fighter has to stay alive, and he gets the kill as well. LG are still on their quest to get a first blood.
Yeah, not one yet in this game, and JCap's also on a quest to find his first kill, as he's currently 0-5 in this game. And I will say I liked how Formal was playing that, even though the odds were stacked against him. He knew that Fighter was just shoulder peeking, so Formal kind of pushes off the angle a little bit, takes it away from Fighter and challenges at the last moment. Gets the initial shots in, but just can't finish the kill. Probably would have gotten shot from behind as well, but still good movement overall from Formal in that situation. As now we're moving into round number 6. Mindfreak with just a 1-round lead. So Luminosity still well within this game. Like I said, JCap currently 0-5. You'd love to see him just find his footing here in this search and destroy, as once again it'll be an A-bomb side attack coming out from Luminosity. And quickly they take control, and quickly they get the objective down as JCap with Luminosity's first blood and his first kill of the game.
Quest complete. They're 2 for 2, all in the hands of JCap, and he's being a nuisance, causing problems in the backside. And, well, you can see Shox is going to try to handle the JCap situation, but John is going to clean him up. And Dens, by the way, still trying to figure out where the hell JCap is on the map. He's not sure. He hears Slacked, and, well, it's about as free as a kill as you're ever going to be. I think he spotted JCap as well. The problem is it's going to be a 2v3 anyway. Formal finds a kill on Buzzo, make it a 1v3, and you got to get the bomb defused.
Not happening.
Quest complete, Revan. That's all that matters. JCap got the first blood. He basically guaranteed his teammate to get the second, and they got the cleanest round LG has had so far.
Okay, yeah, another good offensive round win. It seems like the majority of the rounds won have been on the offensive end so far. 3 rounds apiece here, moving into round number 7. Sniper rifles have been fairly quiet as we start to enter the late stage of this search and destroy game. Dens has already swapped off of it. John has been kind of switching up the pace back and forth between the PPSH and the sniper rifle. But it'll be Mindfreak here with the chance on their offensive round. John, for now, he's got the sniper in his hands. 8-3, by the way. Still more kills than the rest of his teammates combined.
Tie game, though. So John's just hanging out. I mean, he did have that one round where I found 2 picks with a sniper, another where he finds 3 of the kills in the round. So that's just been 2 rounds have basically just been won by John, is all it is. And then he got a team win on this one. John, though, with the sniper inside the A site. Again, you handle the sniper when he's by himself in a tight position by flooding him, just by challenging with more than one gunfight. So another first blood the way of Mindfreak, and looks like Den's going to even things out based on the first blood to give his teammates a 3v2. Bomb going down on A. This time, Formal and Slacked for the retake.
Wins the fight against Buzzo. That's Slacked. Brings it. The man advantage, or at least the man count even between both teams, and Dens will get spotted on the long flank, so Slacked with a lot of information to play with. Plus, he still has a grenade to throw. Shox playing for the late game. He's holding the cross in towards back storage. Slacked now at least has the information to relay to Formal. Formal in a 1v2, 20 seconds remaining. Has a grenade to throw, but he gets shot from the side. It's Mindfreak. Gets a little bit sketchy there for a moment, but they hold on. Dens on the flank to close out the round. And just like you were saying, isolate that player with the sniper rifle. I love how they challenged John, force him to hit the shot. They challenged while he was kind of cocking the sniper rifle back to reload that next shot. And unfortunately, John, he just flat out missed. And that was first blood for Mindfreak, and they walk away with the round win after that. So it's been back and forth, back and forth. Both these teams just trading offensive round wins. Who's going to take that defensive round to put them over the top? Maybe it'll be Mindfreak here in round 8.
Den's pulling the sniper rifle back out. Just got to keep that in the back of your mind because LG certainly has to as well. Always going to be concerned about getting picked off. But 3 players make it pretty much all 4 leaning towards this B site and fighting. He might just be completely caught off guard. But Shox, again, Mindfreak, first bloods. They're just on point. I thought Fighter was going to get caught off guard. He had the support. John, though, the rampage continues. 9 kills to his name. He's surging forward. Shox is inside, and he didn't stand a chance. John's just going to run through this entire team. He's going to rampage him by himself. He's waiting for a player to push in, and he's in a great spot to make it happen. The stun to check. If anything's in the room, finds nothing. Knows a player might be coming down this back alley, but if you're Mindfreak, what do? Because step number 1, you got to get past John, and, well, there's the opening they need.
All right, step 1 complete. You took John off the map. Now 20 seconds remaining. You also have to defuse the bomb. Slack's going to back off the site. And it looks like Formal's going to play for the long wrap. So Slack has to play initial contact here over towards the bomb site. Finds 1 kill, and that should be the round. Dens has to immediately hop the bomb. There's no chance he's winning this round. All Formal has to do is check to make sure he's not defusing. Might even find the kill from behind here. But either way, it's another offensive round win here for Luminosity. Dens will stay alive. He's on a 4 spree, so at least he keeps his progression towards that glide bomb. And the bomb will explode. Luminosity get the round win. And it's just absurd to think that 7 of 8 first bloods have went in favor of Mindfreak, but yet we find ourselves at a tied game, 4 rounds apiece.
There's been 2 rounds where Mindfreak gets the first blood, and then not even trading out that kill, John just by himself finds 2. And that last round is the exact same thing of, yes, there were players kind of around John, but I don't even really think they helped him out too much, like not even bait. He just kind of got him himself, and then, yes, he gets sniped, but that was 20 seconds after they planted the bomb. So he's been winning them rounds. Got a tie game here. We'll see if someone from LG can get that first blood. It's looking like it's going to be Formal. Doesn't even get traded for the moment the trade does not come in. There's a player right now, Dens. He's getting hunted down, but he's responded to the pressure. He's got the bomb in hand. If he had dropped it in the back, that would have been tragic, but moving towards his teammate.
I was going to sneeze. That's what that sound was, if you were wondering.
There's a beautiful sound of a sneeze, Robin.
I stopped it just in time. Anyways, Luminosity with the man advantage. 50 seconds remaining. Looking to hold on strong here at the B bomb site. You see the bomb carrier Dens looking to make his way over there. And on the flank is John pressuring in from office, checking his corners. Will spot Dens. Can't with that engagement. But before that happened, JCap found the kill on the Fida. Trade's now starting to come in. It's all up to Shox. A 1v2 situation with 30 seconds remaining. Luminosity know the bomb's dropped. Nice nade. The follow-up kill on the Slack. It's a 1v1. You got a little bit of time to work with here if you're Shox. As JCap playing for information spots him, gets the initial shots. But Shox is going to win the fight. He clutches up the 1v2 and puts Mindfreak on that point.
Huh.
That's bad mantle from JCap.
Yeah, the mantle is what cost him. In my mind, I'm thinking like 30 seconds left. JCap time's on your side. He should know bombs down. Like if your teammate dies, you see it in the kill cam. But in my mind, I was thinking, not a great play from JCap. But then he should have won the gunfight, and the mantle kind of cost him in the end. So good play. Unfortunate positioning, I guess, just being next to that little half wall. Either way, though, Mindfreak, they will be perfectly comfortable with that mantle. Obviously, being up 5 rounds to 4. Only 2 first bloods still, by the way, for LG.
Yeah, especially in that last round. Formal gets it that time, and they still don't get the round win. Lots of different ways things could have played out, but it's Mindfreak here in round 10 with a chance to tie up the series. Right now, you got Formal on your screen. Stun goes out. Gets a hit marker, so knows someone's around that general area. You see how slow Luminosity are approaching this round, just trying to find that opening. And there it is. John with the sniper rifle connects onto Shox, but Formal has to look out for the flank. You see Buzzo, a potential threat there. But still another round where Luminosity get first blood. Let's see how they decide to approach now the mid-round with 45 seconds remaining.
This is John, just being the playmaker. He's trying to get a wall bang, see if he can catch Buzzo and just get a little bit lucky. Knows Fight is going to be in the vicinity. He's getting wall bang, so it is going to be forced to back up, but it's a very difficult kill for Fighter to be able to get. Near impossible, especially if John obviously just shoulder peeks. Working this bomb well past the A side. It looks like now they're going to be making their move inside. JCap was able to find the first blood from the window. Fight finds 1, gets traded out. It's looking like around 11 we have on our hands, Mr. Boble. Unless Buzzo goes crazy.
Well, I mean, the bomb yet to be planted. Luminosity, you're running out of a bit of time. Gets a little bit sketchy there with 10 seconds remaining, so the bomb had yet to be planted. But yes, we will find ourselves here in the round 11. Luminosity, they get first blood there. They wind up closing out the round. You could see how, I'm not sure if scared is the right word, but safe they were playing that round. Taking it very slow, making sure they got first blood around that sniper rifle. And even after that, just moving together as a unit. Trades there at the end going in their favor. Buzzo left in a 1v3. Almost just goes into his favor due to sheer time remaining in the round. But now it all comes down to this final round. Number 11 for the map.
We'll see who comes out on top. See if there's any crazy strats coming out of that bag. Mindfreak playing aggressive over towards the B site. Formal right now is by himself. And JCap is waiting for someone. And if it's going to be anyone, it's going to be Dens coming on the flank. Dens is going to be there. JCap's able to stay alive on the opposite end of the map. Mindfreak hasn't made their move, but there's the first blood they need. Formal's playing aggressive, but there's so many players over here. He's going to know at least 2 are here. Fight is looking for the gunfight. Buzz is going to come out for the challenge. Formal is able to stay alive, and you can see John is rotated back to be in support of his teammates. So Mindfreak, you know, in a good spot, but no site control just yet.
I mean, Dens has a lot of information to work with inside the A-bomb site. Everybody from Luminosity is over towards the right-hand side of the map, stacked up towards B. So the rotation is here for Mindfreak, as now JCap's going to back on up. Moving through operations bunker. The bomb should be planted momentarily here over towards that A-bomb site. Formal holding strong at B, but now it's about the rotation and the retake from Luminosity. JCap could come around through closet. He's got the angle to work with, but now they're on a timer. John looking for the kill here on the fight. It's going to be Formal to get it. John gets tagged up, and here comes JCap around the flank. He falls to Dens. Mindfreak are going to have a player playing safety. It's going to be Shox inside the storage bunker, but coming around the back, it's John, bringing the man count to even, but only for a second. Shox takes down Formal, and that should be the round. You see where Mindfreak are positioning themselves. John taking some heavy fire, not going to win that engagement, and in the end, it's Mindfreak with a round 11 victory to tie up the series against Luminosity.
Solid game coming out from the Aussies, I think, at Anaheim, 9-2. And S&D, I think, was the stat line. They've been on point with their S&D gameplay. The question is, can they get one of those respawns? And it's an interesting question, right? LG, I mean, in map number 1, like, they looked okay, but it's still like, what, a 23-point victory? We'll see if Mindfreak can get one of the next 2, because if it goes to Game 5, London Docks has been their go-to map all year long. And, of course, it's been pointed out once, we'll point it out again, LG, absolutely a must-win series for them.
Yep, absolutely. As you're a bubble team looking to solidify your spot in the top 4. Luminosity, they fall in the search and destroy against Mindfreak, but there's still more maps to come. Mindfreak versus Luminosity. We're going to a quick commercial break. When we come back, the action continues here at the Call of Duty World League, presented by the PlayStation 4. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Call of Duty World League presented by the PlayStation 4. We find ourselves going to a Game 3 between Luminosity and Mindfreak with the series all tied up, one map apiece. Chance coming up next, it's going to be an Ardennes for CTF. And speaking of CTF in general, this game mode has really been like the bane of existence for Mindfreak. They're 3-12 in CTF since the start of Stage 2.
But their Game 5s have been on point for Mindfreak. They had a lot of those Game 5 wins at Anaheim. And if you want to think about, like, from the LG perspective at least, the matchups that they've had from the first 2 weeks and in the second 2 weeks, well, they've only played Unilad yesterday. They lost Game 5. That's exactly what happened the first time they played. The first time they played Mindfreak in the division, they lost to Game 5. And, well, if the bane of existence for Mindfreak has been their CTF, and then LG goes 2-1 up in the series, well, if they forced the Game 5 by winning the Hardpoint, well, they did it once. They could do it again. Their S&D's been great, so maybe not necessarily a must-win map for Mindfreak, but obviously if they get it, they will be very, very happy.
Yeah, of course, the odds stacked against them, but it always seems like every time I bring up these statistics, man, they just come back to bite me. But you can look back at any of the past series between Mindfreak and Luminosity. They always seem to find a way to go to Game 5, so I feel like we're in store for another one here. With the action now kicking off here, back to the Forest. For some CTF action, Buzzo's going to open things up. First kill of the map as he takes down John. You see an early flank coming in from two players of Mindfreak. It's going to be Dense to follow up. Fighter does get the trade call into Slack, but now you see the arrows starting to turn around for Luminosity. They should be able to deal with this pressure rather easily, as now they can deal with the remaining Mindfreak members over towards cabin.
And Buzzo hasn't moved from that cabin wall.
Are you surprised?
No, not surprised in the slightest. And it looks like he's still on that cabin wall. Granted, again, obviously doing his job well. He's got players to deal with in cave. They got players pushing up domains, and he's finding the kills. So that's exactly why he is there. It's the perfect role for Buzzo in this situation. So, no, not surprised in the slightest. Mindfreak, they have starting to penetrate mid-map just a little bit. Denz is trying to push on through, potentially waiting for some teammate support, but more importantly, waiting to finally find some kills. And it looks like LG, just to get past that wall that is Buzzo, they're starting to invest some smokes.
Yep, and two fall for the side of Mindfreak, so now the pressure should be applied by Luminosity, but Buzzo's holding strong. He finds two on a 5 spree, closing in on earning some score streaks as well, so now he's going to start to venture forward up on the map. Almost finished that kill on the J-Cap, but if he touches the flag, he'll have 50 more points. There's the assist, so he's getting closer and closer, but nope, he's going to get shut down here. Of course, the one engagement where he decides to push up on the map and leave his wall of protection, he dies and he loses streaks.
One more player trying to take him down. John, though, is going to be able to find 3, and frankly, the teammate support was there. But agreed, man, if you spent your entire time on the wall, you get close to streaks, why are you the first one sprinting in near the flag? Just wait for your teammates, bait them out. I guess you just didn't think LG would spawn in the back, but that's something like you just kind of have to know. So wasted opportunity, but no harm, no foul, I suppose. It is going to be LG with the most map control they've had. You got a player pushed up past cabin. You got 2 that are working dome. One surging forward. Shocks, though, just going to get dropped. Now it's going to be Denz by himself. Meanwhile, John is surging forward. It's one player left. Denz is able to find one. John, though, he can run it straight at him. See if you can find him through the nade. You know exactly where he is. Cleans up the kill, and that flag is out. That flag is gone. And really, who can stop it? Shock's the most aggressive one pushed up. He's going to get taken down by someone by Cap, and it's going to be Cap, and make that a 1-0 lead for LG.
1-0 lead plus streaks now on the side of John, and it was really the trail end of the grenade that gives away Denz's position in that situation. John knew exactly where to challenge, and now you have a fully streaked out John as they look to build a lead and snowball it in their favor. Seizing momentum of this CTF game. Now pushing over towards the Rune side of the map. You see the Mindfreak members coming up off respawn. It's a good spread here so far for Luminosity. They're just waiting on Slack to push on forward before they try to pinch on in towards the Mindfreak base. And maybe you want to invest a streak here. Well, now you can as John's dead, but you still have 2 down on the side of Mindfreak.
Slack trying to hunt down some kills, and hunt successful now. Of course, it's going to be a 2v2 inside the base. Slack using the smoke to try and distract, but he's got Formal in the wings, and actually the smoke is going to be perfect. Means he can just run straight out. You smoke one side and you use that lane. Now John can call him the glide bomb to take down Shocks or at least get the information. Doesn't connect, but still, they know exactly where he is. They know that Slack is going to be perfectly safe with this flag. Or any crazy 3 pieces. It's going to be Shocks, though. Able to find one. J-Cap, though, the CTF mastermind. Doesn't have the flag before Formal gets the trade. It gets nerve-wracking for a second. You've killed their entire team. He's off respawn. Go grab it. Get that flag in. And job done. Shocks nearly again from bunker in the exact same situation. Almost goes huge. But LG up 2-0.
The opportunity was there, but just too many bodies in the end to take care of as Shocks You got the important kills, but no return made as it's Luminosity up by 2 flags. Smoke's not being deployed, blocking off the cabin wall so that Luminosity could push on through the field side. Formal here trying to follow up Slacked, trades the kill out. And take a look at number 2 now. JCap threatening maybe a push through over towards the ruin side of the map. Still action going down over towards cabin, of course. JCap will spot Buzzo while Formal around the corner. He gets shut down by Dens, who finds 2. So now JCap with the most forward positioning for his team. He falls shortly after that. So now Slacked is the last one up alive. And now John in a situation where he's got to make these big defensive kills go in his favor with 30 seconds remaining in the first half.
Well, John, right now, whatever happens, he just needs to stay alive. As long as he's alive, you can use the streaks, and he's actually just going to do it from the outset. Clear out the pressure, play safe. He's going to find 3 potentially. They all line up. They're all inside a bunker. No one from LG is going to push into that, but still, 15 seconds left. Mindfreak, you need to get one on the board going into the second side. This is the opportunity.
Running out of time, 10 seconds, you need a touch. At least extend the time if possible. John still here on the defensive end, trying to shoot around the corner. Fouls up Formal as he picks up the kill on the fight, and now it's down to Dens. He does have Buzzo behind him, but there's no time remaining. It expires, and now we go into the half. Luminosity, you have a 2-0 flag lead. You have the artillery barrage maybe to cut off an overextension or buy time on a flag return. Lots of different ways to use that barrage, but still a great position for Luminosity. As, once again, 2-0 flag lead going into the half. We'll see if they can maintain that for the next 5 minutes.
On Forest, yeah, LG will take that. You just got to play for the containment. I wouldn't say turtle up in your base, but we've seen time and time again. You basically just get to that 50-yard line. You get mid-map control. Like,
wait, Fida has 1 kill. Sorry to cut you off. Fida has 1 kill?
But he's died 12 times, so who's the real hero?
In 5 minutes. That's no bueno. For you non-Spanish speakers out there, I mean, that's not good.
He also died off the opening break, so make it 13 deaths. He's leading the lobby in something. You got to think of the positives, Revan.
That's one way to look at it. Way to be the positive outlook on life, Chance. This is exactly what I needed in my life. Make it 14 for Fida as he continues this death spree that he's on. Of course, always hurts your team when you're playing like 3v4, especially in a respawn mode with that respawn delay, 7.5 seconds. It's a lot of time that fight has been removed off of the map. As now John is on your screen, spots one inside cabin. Can't get the kill on the Dens. As now Formal here, maybe to follow up for the trade. Could get flanked as well by Fida. Never mind though, Fida gets caught out mid-map, 1 in 15 now. But Dens might get streaked. He's 6 in a row, 1 away from earning the glide bomb. Some impactful interactions about to happen in his hands as he peeks around the corner from cabin. Taking a look at all the slopes, all the positions that LG might be playing in. And they're going to line up for him, get some initial tags. The assist would help as well, but the kill's going to solidify it. At least you have a glide bomb now for Mindfreak.
You got Fida. Important gunfight, though. Mid-map, there's actually going to be a player you for Fida. Go for the trades. Yes. He gets his 2nd kill. Den's still working on some streaks, and LG is trapped in their base. He's coming around the flank. It's as free as they get. He gets the artillery. 1 away from the fighter pile, but the nade is going to hit him. He could have waited for his teammate Buzzer to come and bait and switch, but they didn't. But they're pouring on the aggression. They're trying to get a flagpole. Fida leading the charge. He's going to find his 3rd kill of the game. He's looking for his 4th. No Slack is behind there, and of course the sun comes in, but Slack able to find 1. He's looking for the 2nd. Hey. Fida is able to get his 4th. He's going for the flag potentially, but still he's got to do it by himself. He got 2 players to get past, looking for the 1st, and well, JCap gets him down. Pretty nasty turnaround from Fida. He quadruples up on the number of kills he had, but not good enough for the flagpole.
Yeah, increasing the amount of kills he had by 300%. So it's a successful sequence of events for Mindfreak, plus Dens is able to get some streaks to work with. No fighter pilot, but glide bomb, artillery barrage, certainly useful ones to have. Because now we're watching Slacked as he falls, swapping over to John. Still the artillery barrage for him to use. And not a lot of offense coming out of really either team so far, as now somehow we're halfway through the second half already. Seems like we were just starting up. But yes, now it's Fida on your screen. Looking to find some opening kills for his team. Trying to clear out a lane over towards Ruins. Spots a couple of Luminosity players, and Luminosity right now, they're turtling. Just like you were saying, they're just looking to waste time, bleed time off the clock. They have the lead. They know Mindfreak have to be the aggressors.
At a certain point, Dens is just going to have to invest these streaks. He gets wiped out. These players push straight through. Straight through Dome. Formal's just gone, and I think that's the right decision, right? You get behind enemy lines, cause confusion, force them to wrap back, and you see Shox has to turn around, and this is just time dripping off that clock, and you see the kill feed. It's LG on the left side. Formal, by the way, they know he's kind of back here. but he still finds the kill. He gets traded out, but again, this is LG pouring on the pressure. This is not what Mindfreak wants. This is definitely not what they need. And yes, John gets taken down, but you have 3 players literally stuck in your base. They have to use the streaks offensively, and it's so tough to do with the side that LG is on. You got to get players off the cabin wall. You got to get them out of cabin. You got to go through dome. It's not easy, but they got to do it.
Yeah, where there's a will, there's a way. Fida unable to open up the kill there as he falls. It's his teammates, though, to follow up. The man advantage now in favor of Mindfreak as it's up to JCap on the defensive end. The flag has been pulled in on the overextension. JCap cannot win the engagement. Now it's going to be John as he's about to spawn up. Does he invest the artillery barrage? Granted, it's only 1 flag cap, and you would still maintain the lead if you're Luminosity, but yes, he will invest the artillery barrage. Buzzo, let's see if he can run through it.
He doesn't need to. He should be fine. They should be good for 1. They have map coverage right now. Buzz was able to find a kill as well.
He's going to backtrack through mid.
And he's going to backtrack. This might be a little bit dangerous because all the players for LG are there. And yeah, okay, well, Mindfreak had an opportunity to potentially tie up this game or at least get a flag to be on the way to doing so. But nope, LG, they're going to win this one. And, well, the last 45 seconds are a mere formality.
Yeah, I mean, you were pointing it out. Like, he didn't have to backtrack. He could have waited inside Bell and let the time expire on that artillery barrage, then push out. Maybe he felt like he was forced to rotate back to... They were maybe feeling the pressure that because they were down in the overall flag count, but they had to work something. You also had these streaks to use for Dens throughout like the majority of this half, and now you're waiting until the game's over to call them in. There had to have been some opportunities to call them in, or at least open up a lane on the map, like at least to use them, do something with them, because right now these kills don't matter at all for Mindfreak. You lose to CTF, your record in this mode continues to dwindle down, and it's Luminosity now taking the lead once again in this series.
I mean, I think there's a couple moments that are kind of decisive. Dens, he's 25 points away from the fighter pilot. You'd love to be able to get that, maybe play a little bit slower, bait out your teammates. Buzzo opened the game 5-0, and then, you know, just kind of sprints through back. Bunker gets caught out. I think he was expecting them to spawn out Bell, but maybe those 2 opportunities. And then in the end, yes, Buzzo, you feel rushed to maybe get that flag, and obviously you can't just straight up, well, you can run through an artillery, but super risky. And in that situation, absolutely, you can't go that direction. The question is, do you wait? Do you wrap back? And granted, he finds kills, but obviously we have the benefit of Codcaster, but I would say, like his teammate was you, he picked up 1 kill himself. Use the glide bomb there to kind of free up the kills, then instantly put the artillery on the back spawn. So Buzzo, leave him by himself to just trust to get the solo cap while the rest of you guys surge forward. But that is a picturesque, picture-perfect scenario. Much, much more difficult to manage inside the game. And then even if everything for him went perfectly at that point, LG still might have just clutched up and got a couple kills on the backside. So.
Also doesn't help that Fida goes like 5-21 or something, so when you're getting 1 kill every 2 minutes on the map, especially when it comes down to CTF, that's not really a recipe for success. Certainly something that hurt Mindfreak throughout that entire map. But look, we just talk about how when these 2 teams match up, always goes the distance, and now Mindfreak with the opportunity to push the game 5 in this upcoming Hardpoint. I believe we're going back to Valkyrie for this Hardpoint action, and just going back to the stats I brought up before, Valkyrie's always been a good map for Luminosity, no matter what the mode is. On Hardpoint specifically, they're 6-3 on Valk Hardpoint, while Mindfreak are 2-6. Overall in Hardpoint, Mindfreak are 12-16, while Luminosity are 16-11. So statistical advantage in favor of Luminosity, but sometimes it doesn't always play out like that. And this series could have really been either way. It could have been a 3-0 for Luminosity. It could be Mindfreak up 2-1 in this current situation. But as it stands, LG looking to close out this series, and what Slack defined it as a must-win match for LG.
Must-win match, absolutely. Must-win map, probably. Again, Mindfreak has been disgustingly good in S&D. Their Game 5 record is very, very solid, at least since coming in this division the last 2 times these guys played. Mindfreak ended up winning that game number 5. And yes, LG are what in the standings right now? 3-6, I believe it is.
3-5?
3-5. Whatever it is, I think whatever it is, they're going to need to get a bunch of wins. I'm pretty sure 3-5. Actually, you're right, because if they get 6 wins, they finish at 9-5. There you go. But either way,
look, after the series, they might be 3-6.
That's what I'm saying. So back against the wall, potentially, they're going to need to string together a long series of wins in this entire division to try and keep that playoff dream alive. So LG definitely want to close it out here. You don't want to lose that game number 5 and then be haunted about the round number 11 you had on Valk, or whatever round number it ends up going to on map number 5. If we see it, just close them out on the respawns.
Yeah, of course, completely agree with you there, especially considering the fact that these guys killed it at Anaheim. We all thought they were going to turn this record around, and well, they lose yesterday to, who was it, Unilad? And now they're up in the series against Mindfreak, but no lead is ever safe. Mindfreak, they perform well when the pressure is put onto them, and now they're down in the series looking to force to game 5. This is the exact situation that they thrive off of. And now we find ourselves here. Valkyrie, Hardpoint, Luminosity want to close out here. Mindfreak want to extend the series to one final map. We'll see if it happens.
And I'm trying to think of players to watch. Obviously, Valkyrie, you assume subs, and it's very easy to say, oh, like John
Shocks.
versus Dens or John versus Shocks, for example. But just based on the way I saw the first Hardpoint go, where I saw Formal at like a third of the engagements to some of his teammates, I want to see how well he does on Valk. Obviously, they got the win, so they got a system that works, and we'll see if something similar comes out. Either way, though, it is going to be Formal inside the hill. Or very close to it at the very least, a couple feet from the hill, but his teammate's actually going to be technically inside of it.
And you know, the same could be said about Buzzo. Buzzo's also a player that, you know, he's a statue for the most part. And on a map like Valkyrie that's very fast-paced, like at times you just need to go, 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 flood and trade. It might be a playstyle that kind of hurts Mindfreak as we look ahead in this map. Something to at least keep an eye out for. But as it stands, Luminosity surging out strong here on the first Hardpoint. Inside, though, it's going to be fighted as kills get traded back and forth. 20 seconds remain. The new hardpoint popping up is going to be over towards the operations bunker, which is exactly where Luminosity are spawning out now. So they should be able to lock down the remainder of this scrap time and put themselves in a better position for this upcoming second hardpoint.
Cap getting off to a pretty nice start, by the way, 6-1 from your flex player. Obviously, arguably the most important role in World War II, but a hyper-important role. You need that player to thrive, and he's going to do just that. He gets 2 kills on the break. Slack finds a third, and then off respawn. Well, who's in the kill feed again? None other than JCap. Man's got 9 kills, but John leading the charge, tags up the second player. Formal, of course, is going to be watching the cross, knows at least 2 players are there. Doesn't tag him up with any shots, but the information's going to be valid. Slack, by the way, has just been waiting this entire time. The trap has been set, and Trap Thy Name is slacked. And the kill's coming his way. Fida comes inside, able to win that kill. Mindfreak, break on through.
Slack was pretty close to some streaks right there, but he gets shut down before he's able to earn them, as it's Luminosity with the early 40-point lead. Trying to break on in. Nice shots from John to enter on in. One more player to get past around the corner. It's going to be Fida. Trade is there, and now pre-firing out through the window. Will get met by Buzzo, but John just playing his life. Connects with the grenade. Using cover well, and he even wins the engagement after that. That's some nasty shots coming out of John. And on the other side of the map, it's JCap leading the rotation here for Luminosity, continuing to perform at 10-4. He picks up the kill onto Dent, and now he has early footing inside this storage bunker hardpoint.
And there was 0 reaction from Shocks in that situation. 2 players pushed around back. I think one of them even got a kill, and he has just now wrapped back to help his team. But by the time he does, the entire team of LG has now claimed the bottom left side of the map. They know exactly what direction they need to look. So pretty huge missed opportunity right there for Mindfreak to get the early control. And JCap is just running a rampage. He started out like 9-2. He's on a 5 streak now. He's at 14-4. JCap is just having a feast on some Australians.
Yeah, he's always capable of having these types of games, and you just think about the pressure that it relieves off players like John and Formal when JCap just decides, you know what? I'm going to go full dad mode this map, and I'm going to take over. Unfortunately, he's unable to earn those streaks, but once again, just picking up these general kills around the map, able to win the rotation for his team as Luminosity now find themselves up by over 100 points. John, that is just absolutely filthy. 2-piece taking down Dens and Fida as John continues to impress and perform. Once again, Luminosity over a 100-point lead for them.
Did they stop shooting at him? Is he God? Like, what
He's God,
happened?
is
Like,
what it is.
He was one shot. The players were connecting. That's absurd. They kill him the second or third or fourth time around, whatever it is, and Mindfreak, well, they do stop the first wave from LG coming in. You got Fida. Well, the opportunity's there. Get a little bit of aggressive. Pushes down. Kills John. He's keeping LG far away. Knows Formal's coming around. And, well, he's building up a nice little streak himself, and that's exactly what Mindfreak is going to need to get back into this game. Perfect hold so far on offense. And Mindfreak, he's letting him know. Fida continuing it. 5 streak of his own. Making up for the CTF game potentially. Getting close to some score streaks as well. Still, this office hill, nothing but MF. They were down by enough that they're still down by a lot. But either way, perfect hold on office.
Yeah, unfortunately, Fida gets cut down before he earns his streaks, but now it's going to be Shocks next in line to try to earn some here for Mindfreak. And yes, they are back in this game, only down by 1 full hard point, which is doable on a map like Valkyrie. We'll see if they're able to bring it back in their favor. As smokestacks just popped up. Shocks pretty far removed from the action as you see the hard point in the bottom right-hand corner of the map. But because he's working towards streaks, we'll watch him as he goes on this journey. Formal will shut him down as now Mindfreak starting to spawn further and further away from the hard point. It's a phenomenal spread here for Luminosity as they're looking to rebuild that lead that they once had.
In a great spot so far on smokestacks, but Buzzo and Fida able to pick up a kill, so this is the opportunity for Flood. But you try to Flood, and John's just going to shoot you in the back. Slack is just staying alive. You can tell, trusting his teammates. John's able to find another. He's going to find a third. It takes number 4 to take him down, and Dent, he's not able to find 3. Buzzo's able to get that trade, but I guess a nice little back-and-forth sequence of events. But Mindfreak, they're looking to storm. They're looking to capitalize, come out on top, but the nades going to be problematic. Slack and JCap each able to find one, and the scrap time going the way of LG.
Yeah, and JCap is not slowing down in this game, man. 20 and 11. Once again, I would love to see Formal up his interactions in this Hardpoint at 5 and 11. You figure the more interactions he gets, the more opportunities he'll have for kills. Maybe even swap over to the SGG because he hasn't been finding a lot of success with the bar, at least on this map. But as he pushes forward, he'll get cleaned up by Shocks. So now we're back into another rotation of Hardpoints as we find ourselves in the ventilation room. It's going to be Fida soaking up time for Mindfreak on a 2 spree as well, as he's really turned things around from that previous ETF, but still a mountain to climb here for a Mindfreak as they're still down by around 80 points.
Just to kind of touch on the Formal situation, for Forrest, yes, I think he definitely needed to do a little bit more. For this map, not so much. I mean, they had like a 120-point lead. Like, there was just, in my opinion, nothing much more for him to do on the map. Like, yes, you don't want him to be double negative, but if you got an 80-point lead, something's going right. JCap just taking all the kills on the map, it seems. But Fida, again, he got close to streaks once. Well, he's going to get him the second time around. The Glad Bomb's going to potentially kill one. Either way, it spots out all 3. It got them all trapped in the back, and, well, he doesn't use the artillery. But either way, Mindfreak, they're all there. They got the setup.
Watch out for number 3, slacked on the minimap. He was coming on the flank, but he gets sniffed out, spawns out further away from the hard point. But this could be the moment for Mindfreak to find their footing back in this game. You still have the artillery barrage, and now the fighter pilot for Fida. So some streaks available for Mindfreak. They're inside the hard point. They're getting time in their favor. Around the flank, though, could be Formal, trying to battle his way inside the hard point. One player get past, it's only Dens. He gets tagged up. The trade there with the grenade. So Luminosity reestablished control of the operations bunker hardpoint, but Spawn's still in favor of Mindfreak. They can still fight and reinforce their push inside the hill. They line up here for John, but the trades are there. Nobody inside the hardpoint. Finally, Mindfreak will battle on in, and this is huge scrap time for Mindfreak to get. Unfortunately, actually, fortunately for them, Fida wins it, and that scrap time is going to go in their favor. Now let's see if they could win the rotation or at least break the setup of LG as we look towards this storage bunker.
You talk about the disgusting start JCap had. All of a sudden, Fida's got 2 kills up on him, calls in the fighter pilot. Every single player from LG is going to be inside, but at least you know they're trapped, but the kill's going the way of LG, and it's going to take Fida. Fida wasn't there for the engagements. He was on the other side of the map getting the scrap time because he picked up 2 huge hills to earn the scrap time, but they need him. He's able to find one. He's looking for more. He actually just killed Slack, and he might have to kill him a second time. We'll see if he can look forward, or for Formal's just going to shut him down. And it looks like Slack's able to get that kill, come out on top. LG, they're at least stabilizing here on Storage Bunker, and they needed to do so because Mindfreak were working on a disturbingly good comeback. They were down by somewhere in the 100-point ballpark. Still just a 50-point game.
And Luminosity, they're looking to rebuild the lead. Now up by over 50 points and growing. You still have the artillery barrage at least, so after this we move to the office. Then maybe if we see a smokestacks after that, the artillery barrage could have a bigger impact. I mean, you could also use it on office to try to funnel players through different parts of the map. But John also dangerously close to getting streaked out here. Also take a look at Slacked. Even though he's 17 and 16, he's got 2 minutes and 6 seconds inside the hard point. Office is about to pop up. You have Luminosity with the early positioning, while John is just lurking, waiting for somebody to step out of position here for Mindfreak so that he could earn these streaks.
He knows someone's on this side. He reads it, but Dens comes out with the gunfight, and John, of course, is going to spawn out because Mindfreak, they're approaching from all angles. They got 2 in the front, 2 coming in the back. Buzzo's leading that charge. He's going to get double challenged. Dens going to be there, but the team kill comes in. Slack kills his teammate, and then Dens gets on through. I'm having flashbacks. I feel like there was a moment on Docks where Slack gets a team kill, and they lose a tight game. I don't know if I got it backwards, but Mindfreak, they'll take full advantage. They're on the office hill. 33 seconds left. They got to get the hold for at least another 10, another 12 to make sure that LG can't win. But John trying to surge on through. He's able to find 2. LG are in Dens. He needs to go big because, well, LG can still win it here.
Yeah, Mindfreak, they're going to spawn out a bit, so maybe a pinch coming in as Dens finds one player left inside the hard point. It's going to be Formal. He jumps out, maybe trying to juggle a little bit, and there's just enough time for LG to win off this. Just enough time, as long as they stay alive and milk the time here. This should be Luminosity closing out the series. Just 3 more seconds. Luminosity, they're going to do it. They close out there on the office hard point, and what winds up being a comfortable map for a victory for them. And we said it, a must-win series, and they come out and they handle business.
Man, what a turnaround from Fido, though. It was a situation where, well, Mindfreak as a team needed help from him on map number 3. He gave all the help in the world on map number 4, but as you pointed out, LG, at least in the respawns, just a little bit too strong for the opposition, and that's exactly what LG needs to have, right? Again, you talk about their standings in the division. They're not in a great spot because of the nature of way every single other series has gone down. United gets that win over Rise. Maybe Tainted Minds beating Optic maybe helps out LG long-term potentially, but they got to string together a bunch of wins. Maybe that's the start of the snowball effect. We'll see how they do later on, but a 3-1 win, they will absolutely take it.
You know, a win's a win, but only if they won that match against Unilad. That would have really helped them close the gap between them and the top teams. And, you know, speaking about these teams on the playoff hunt, it really all depends because we've had the top 3 teams today in the division all lose their matches. So if they continue on that downward spiral a little bit, maybe there'll be hope for one of these teams to jump on in. Because as it stands, United, they've done a great job of building off of that Rise Nation victory last night. They're still kind of creating separation between them and the rest of the bubble teams. Meanwhile, Luminosity, their journey continues, but this was a good step forward for them.
Absolutely. And then, of course, on the flip side for Mindfreak, not a terrible series, I think, overall. Like, you think that first Hardpoint is, what, like a 13-point game?
Close.
So, you know, 1 or 2 things go differently. They come out on top. But either way, LG, they get the must-win match. I think we got one more series on the day, Complexity versus Optic Gaming. It should be a barn burner, but that's going to do it for us until after this break.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Call of Duty World League presented by the PlayStation 4. We just watched Mindfreak versus Luminosity on the main stage, and it's been an interesting day today here at the Call of Duty World League. A ton of upsets.
Day all around.
Yes.
The world.
Thank you.
The world.
Nameless, it has. The world has been very interesting today. Yep. You're just going to go ahead and go on, say it. I know you want to say it.
I know. I wanted it to come home, Ben, but...
You didn't want it to come home. I saw the tweet. You said it's coming, and then a picture of a burning house. you most definitely didn't want it to come home.
I think all of us Americans wanted it to come home, and then when it didn't, we showed our true colors.
Yeah, thanks. We appreciate that. But as we said, both in the world and here at the Call of Duty World League, we've had some interesting results. And, of course, that last game, Joe, we were, of course, all sat in the green room watching it. It looked for a moment like it was going to be another one where maybe Mindfreak do push LG the distance, but luckily, of course, LG come out on top.
No, it definitely could have been, and I'm still trying to figure out how Mindfreak got top 8 in Anaheim. I still want to see that team, right? Because I just feel like there's maybe a beat missing with them. I'm not exactly sure. They wanted to search and destroy against LG. They got it to around 11, great, but somehow they were beating some of the best teams at Anaheim, and I just want to see that, right? You're seeing Tainted Minds perform. I want to see Mindfreak also do it. Like, it just seems like even yesterday, obviously, they've had some very tough matches, right? They lose against Optic, they won a CTF. But I don't know. I'm just not exactly sure if I thought they were at a higher level than they were at, right? But LG, this is it was a must-win, right? They were at 3-5. They were 3 games back behind any of the top 4 teams. You still have complexity to catch up to as well. So this was a big win for them. This was one they could not lose.
Obviously, you mentioned it is must-win time for this LG squad. Nameless, me and you both sat here yesterday, said the same thing in their games yesterday.
Yeah.
If you look at how close it is at the top, though, theoretically, if you're LG, you can still win out. But the problem is, that's so tough to do.
Yeah, it's so tough to do, and I want to say that they're screwed, like they're not going to do it, but like Luminosity, they have that upside to them. Like they can potentially, we can see this team win out and get into that top 4. But, I mean, the odds are stacked against them. If you're an LG fan at home, you need a miracle. They can definitely still do it, but it's going to be tough. It started right there, so they got to keep going.
Here's the question, though. If they are to go on this miracle run, who is it in that top 4 that has to crash out?
Because they're all 6-3.
Exactly that. They're all tied. Is there a weak team in that top 4 that you think could maybe fall out?
I mean, it could be anybody at this point. We've seen Rise losing. Well, Rise has 7 wins, I believe, so maybe not them. So it'd have to be Unilad.
Go with it.
Yeah, it'd have to either be Unilad, United, or what's
You're
it?
right. Yeah, man, you're a genius.
So it'd have to be Unilad, United, or Optic. And I mean, Unilad is already 2-0 against Luminosity. So, I mean, if you're Luminosity, you want United
It's
or
gotta
Optics
be
fall out.
United.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's got to be them.
Well, there's a look at those standings. As you mentioned,
that is tough.
7-3, 6-3, 6-3, 6-3, 5-4, 4-5. And then, of course, the APAC region at the bottom there. 7th is Mindfreak and 8th is Tainted Minds. The scary thing is, though, Tainted Minds, of course, if they get a win against Optic Gaming earlier on, not something many people expected, but they're 2 teams which they can cause big upsets, which is what makes it just so scary. You look at them and you think, all right, 7th, 8th, we're not really too fussed. But by no means, Joe, can you look at those games and say, free win, free win,
I
free
mean,
win.
that's it. I think Tainted Minds has already made a statement. They take Rise to a Game 5. They beat Optic in a Game 5. Nobody can take them lightly as a free win. You know, Mindfreak, again, it's just going to take them time, but I feel like they can always have win a series with the flick of a switch.
Obviously, you both kind of pointed at United and said they're the team that may be in a little bit of a dangerous position. They have definitely had their ups, but as well as that, like the other teams.
I don't know who it's going to be. I don't know who it is.
Well, here's the thing about those teams is like Luminosity can make their way in, but as it stands right now, the way those top 4 teams are performing, it doesn't look like they're going to make it in. Like even if Luminosity like turns up and makes a run here, those 4 teams are so good. I can't see any of them placing top 4.
Unilad handled LG. The only time Unilad lost today was against the United, who's a team in that top 4. It's not like you're watching one of these teams. Honestly, if you were to watch one of those top 4 teams throughout this week and say, yeah, they're going to collapse, it would probably be Rise, which you know it's not going to happen. They've just looked the weakest. They've gone to 3 Game 5s already.
And they have 7 wins already.
Like, you would typically see a trend, a sort of downward spiral from one of those top 4 teams. It would be like that team. But so far, right? We haven't seen that. And again, the only team that's been in is Rise, who's in first place.
Yeah, so it's very hard to kind of point at them. But, speaking of United, it brings up a very interesting conversation, something that I know we asked on social media a little bit earlier on in the day in terms of where do you exactly rank this United squad? Not necessarily just in this division. In general here, just overall, what other teams do you think maybe are a little bit better, maybe a little bit weaker, and where do you have them kind of in your unofficial ranking, I guess?
United, I mean, right now I'd have to say they're like a top 6 team, just the way they've been performing. I mean, they had that good performance at Seattle. Wasn't as good at Anaheim, but so far what I've seen, the improvements they've made, they're looking pretty good. I'd put them in my top 6 going for the rest of the year.
Well, Austin Tay agrees with you. Hashtag CWL PS4, I would say about 4th. Red Reserve Rise, Optic E United, but it's close. Brestini just has to keep slaying. Kind of agree with that, Joe, or is maybe 4 a little too high for this United squad?
I think 4 is a little too high for me. I just think just too many inconsistent results. Like every single day, we have no idea what we're going to get out of United, and that sucks to say. I would love to say top 4. I think it'd be great to say I love this team. I love what they bring to the table, but they haven't proved to me all year that they're a top 4 team. Right now, I'd probably put them at like. Honestly, if I was to make them in a power rankings, I'd probably put them around 7 or 8. You know, I think there's some very good teams. I think you look at the top of this division, the other division, you look at, teams like Red Reserve to pass them. Just not too sure.
Well, Joe, Sink agrees with you there. Just outside the top 6. They easily have the potential to be a top 3 team, but they're just too inconsistent. And I feel like that's basically everything that we just heard Joe say. They have that potential, but right now they're just not sitting inside that region, if you will.
It's like what Joe said. I mean, you just don't know.
Shout out to the United social media.
You just don't know what you're going to get out of them. I mean, like, they have the potential to beat any single team in the world, right? They have that upside to them, but sometimes they come out a little bit flat. And they haven't been that good in the clutch moments this year. And to be a championship caliber team, you got to be able to clutch up. But I will say, as of late in their last few matches, they have sort of fixed that clutch ability. They've been clutching up. They've been winning their games, which is what we've waited for all year for this United team. If they're able to keep doing that, they can be a force to be reckoned with.
And this is just a team I want to see back in a final. I just if you look at the beginning of the year, they had a couple of top 6 finishes where they would get to winners round 1 or winners round 2 and immediately lose. As soon as they lost one series, they would lose the second in that losers bracket. That was when they had Silly. And I look at Seattle at a point when they lost that losers bracket final to EG. I just felt like E United as a team, when you look at guys like Pristini, Arcides, and Clayster, if they were to get to a final again, just looking back at last year with IW, this is a team that could step up. They could give us a great grand final. I mean, the 2 they had last year at Dallas and at when they went Atlanta, like, they were unbelievable. These guys can step up to the plate. They just, I want to see them do it, and we haven't seen it in a very long time. It's been that year.
2 events left. Maybe, of course, they have to get to one of the events, of course, stage 2 playoffs. But we'll wait and see if they're able to keep themselves in that top 4. Of course, still one more game to be played, though, this evening here at Day 2 for Division B. And here's a look at that game, Complexity versus Optic Gaming.